Hello and welcome back to Media Rumble. I'm Chris and it's the end of another week, which means it's time to review another movie. And this week's movie is Creed. It's the story of Adonis Johnson, Apollo Creed's son, who wants to make his own way in the world as a boxer without riding the wave of his father's success. Now this film has been out since the very start of the year and I just hadn't had a chance to see it yet. But that all changed when it was added to the UK Netflix. So when I seen that, I immediately had to check it out. Now this film, without a shadow of a doubt, completely resurrects the Rocky franchise and brings it back to a level which we haven't seen since the very first Rocky in the late 70s. Now this manages to stand out on its own as a magnificent film, while also giving nice wee nods to the older movies. But it only does it in places where it's appropriate and where it can be of use for the story. So it doesn't really rely on your knowledge of the Rocky franchise, but if you have that knowledge, it'll make you love these little nods that much more. And the man behind all of this is Ryan Coogler. The director and co-writer has managed to pull another one out of the bag ever since he came onto the scene with the incredible Fruitvale Station in 2013. And he'll also be directing the Marvel film Black Panther. And that's definitely worth looking out for because Ryan Coogler has an exceptional ability to build a story with emotional moments that'll keep you on the edge of your seat and overall just bring the best out of the actors in his film. And this includes the main man himself, Michael B. Jordan, who plays Adonis Johnson. And you can really see that Michael B. Jordan really shines under Coogler, and it really shows his excellent acting chops when he actually does have fantastic material to work with. Michael B. Jordan's performance really brings you into Adonis's life and helps you see his struggles to live up to the Creed name and to also build a life for himself outside of the massive shadow that's been cast over him by his father's legacy. But the highlight of the movie for me has to be the performance of the Italian stallion himself, Mr. Sylvester Stallone. And this performance earned him an Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe win for Best Supporting Actor on his return to the role as Rocky Balboa. And in this film, he's a Rocky who's moved away from the boxing world, but he's brought right back into it by Adonis. And you can really see in Stallone's performance how all of these years since the very first movie have affected him. And the chemistry with Michael B. Jordan is incredible. You get to see him come in as this mentor who's also grown alongside his pupil. And he's also relearning how to have that mental fortitude to fight all these battles that he seems to have lost in the years since he's been away from the boxing scene. This cast and crew have really been able to reinvigorate the franchise by making a film which stands out on its own as a spectacular piece of cinema. The focus on creating a compelling story rather than just servicing the fans of the original really allows this film to stand separate from the rest of them and just avoid blending in with the ever increasing number of films in the Rocky franchise. One thing that I felt helped the film tremendously was the blend between close camera angles and the real broadcast style footage they used, which really ramped up the excitement in these fights. And Ryan Coogler has managed to capture this great sports movie feel. And there's not much else I can actually say about this film. It's an incredible piece of cinema and it's one which will get you off your seat. If you like Rocky movies, sports movies, or if you just like a good story, I definitely think you'll love this film. And I honestly can't believe it took me so long to watch this film, but now that I've seen it, I cannot recommend it enough. So have you seen Creed? What did you actually think of the film? Comment down below with your thoughts and maybe even suggest which movie I should review next week. It can really be any film. I really hope you enjoyed this week's review. If you want to see more reviews like this, I recommend clicking over there to subscribe to my channel. You can also click down there to see last week's review. And do you like Star Wars? Because if you do, I recommend clicking down there to look at some of the videos I've done on Star Wars where I just discuss anything that really comes to my mind in the entire universe. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.